What's good, family? Smash the like button and subscribe. So, Anthony, the booty buster, Joshua, in my opinion at least, or let me put it this way, from what I'm hearing inside AJ's camp, this message right here had a number of meanings, about 4 or 5 to be fair, but for this video we're going to concentrate on 2 of them. This, from what I'm hearing, AJ is firing shots at Billy Ho and obviously Tyson Fury. Now AJ ain't fully smoky. Obviously if your boy the YB was in the camp, we'd be atting Billy Ho in there as well. But more time, what do we know? Fury and Billy Ho all week been giving it the Spartan talk. Giving it all that Sparta. Oh, we are Sparta. All that business, yeah? AJ been hearing it. AJ's been nursing his lippy, yeah? AJ has been nursing his lipstick, no doubt. Thinking about all the things he can do to Fury. Dreaming about it. Etc, etc. His mouth's been wet at the thought of it. Have you ever seen a thirsty looking dog? Yeah? Tongue hanging out and all sorts. That's your boy AJ right now when he thinks about Fury. His lippy gets rock hard, comes straight out, and his mouth's watering at the idea of it. Meanwhile, Frank Finding Nemo Warren giving us all the Fury excuses. Well, we need the guarantee, and I don't know what AJ's agreed to, but we're not doing this, and 85% that. AJ signed it. He's been locked in for about 4 months. You're scary looking ass dude, nowhere to be found, making excuses. Getting Frank and Bob Arum to do his dirty work for him. AJ's sick of it, and I'm actually hearing from Team AJ that this post here, like I said in the title, confirms that AJ's desperate at this point. This post had a number of purposes. One of them is to try and publicly humiliate Fury, not just for the sake of it, not just for punking sake. I mean, you know what I'm saying? This is the age of social media where a pumpkin is to a penny. Cheap as you like. Everyone giving out pumpkins these days, but AJ ain't like that. So like I said, this has a deeper meaning to it. AJ doesn't start smoking Dons up for nothing. AJ's begging for this fight. He's nursing his lippy. And Fury's looking for a way out. So Team AJ have essentially told AJ, listen, Fury's about to pull. We need you. Our last resort is to publicly humiliate him, and maybe that'll get him to sign the contract. So that's one element of this. The other element, like I've described, is the whole Billy Joe jacking and whatnot. AJ's sick of that as well. Fury, we saw you with Billy Joe inseparable all week, shilling with him, allegedly getting in Canelo Alvarez's head, taunting him and whatnot, being rude. Your man lost, and you was out of there on a private jet to Miami, and you haven't been seen with Billy Joe since. Gone. Gone. Nothing but social media tags is left between you and Billy Joe. No joke. The only thing left between Tyson Fury and Billy Joe is social media tags. That's how close they are now. Before, they were, oh, we are the champions, oh, again, oh, giving it all that. We'll keep on fighting, all that business, oh, yeah? Singing songs and arm in arm and all sorts. Cheering, chanting, casting magic, all kind of pagan things there, no doubt. Now, not to be found. AJ, AJ ain't even just saying just him. He says, listen, Spartan, you and Billy Joe have been going on about Spartan. I'm tired. My fans are tired. And even your fans are tired now, because you've exposed yourself. Your fans, Fury, expect very little from you, to be fair. Very little. Don't expect much. Fury fans and Wilder fans are not far off on a par. They don't expect much from their dude. But in my opinion, from what I'm hearing, what they did expect was at least a little bit of loyalty between you and Billy Ho. You gone. Nowhere to be found since he got his wig washed for him by Alvarez. Long gone. So we've heard about the Spartan. We saw your man Jack, and then we saw you also disappear. We saw you bottle it when your main man's dad was getting whooped. Was getting mauled, getting moshed by a whole gang of security. So it's, to be honest with you, Fury, AJ's basically saying it's not looking good for you right now. Yeah? It's really not looking good for you. And I mean, you can get on the whole, oh, well, you know, it's what Fury does every time. Every time Fury looks bad in the media, he wheels out the mental health stuff. And that's what he's doing now. No coincidence there. Or no, you know what I'm saying? It's no shock there that he's doing that right now. He's looking real bad. His man's been washed, he disappeared, he's been on the banging the white, banging the sniff heavy for about 3 days, 3-day bender, and all sorts of whatnot. Anyway, all sorts of mischief has been going on. But for this video, we're going to keep it specific and to the point. End of the day, AJ is sick of hearing one thing. He's sick of hearing Billy Ho and you gassing the place up for a week. Gassing it hard about Spartan. And Billy Ho's backside fell out for him. And now he's have to sit in here and witness. It wouldn't be so bad, yeah, if Billy Ho bottled it, but then you have signed a contract. Let's not forget, Eddie Hearn and AJ were expecting to announce this fight on Saturday. So it's not coincidence this post comes out now. AJ was thinking to himself, you know what, well, Billy Ho's bottled it, but at least I got the Fury fight. Well, as it turns out, no. Fury's been talking about Spartan all week, saying he's going to fill in the big bodybuilder. And lo and behold, Billy Ho's jacked and Fury's bottled it as well. Sick of it. This whole Spartan talk ain't working even a little bit. And then to add insult to injury, Spartan, I think, what's that saying? Never leave a dog behind. Yeah, you left your dog well behind in another state. Yeah, Billy Ho couldn't be further behind than you. Billy Ho couldn't be any further behind right now. Yeah, no doubt. So there's not a bit of Spartan. At every level there's no Spartan in you. Spartans weren't worried about all the particulars you're worrying about. Now, I'm not going to make out that financials aren't a big deal, but I just can't believe that Eddie Hearn and the money isn't there. Come on, guys. What is that? Eddie Hearn's dealing with Canelo Alvarez, the biggest pay-per-view star in the game right now. Now, is this fight bigger? As in AJ and Fury? Well, we'll find out how big it is, but end of the day, Canelo's done. When Alvarez fought Mayweather, that set the pay-per-view record at the time. Is this Fury and AJ fight going to beat the US pay-per-view record? Which, by the way, at the time, Alvarez's record was 2.2 million with Mayweather, I believe, or 2.5, something like that. Is AJ and Fury going to beat that in the US? We'll find out. My point is, that's the caliber. And that was Alvarez way back when. Obviously, Mayweather played a big part, but either way, we're nickel and diming here. Eddie Hearn is dealing with the current pay-per-view don. And guess what? What did Alvarez say about Eddie Hearn? Did Alvarez say, well, you know, Hearn's a bit light on the money, and you know what I'm saying? He's late and he's light, and he likes to get on the, he likes the old white lady, like Oscar De La Hoya does? No. Eddie Hearn, and this isn't me saying this, Alvarez said, he went out of his way to clarify, Eddie Hearn is the best in the game, because all he loves is boxing. He's not looking to dress up like women with Oscar De La Hoya. He's not looking to be railing it up Monday through Friday. Eddie loves to work. He loves the pound note, or the dollar, or the peso, for my Mexican dons out there, yeah? And the reason I tell you that anecdote, or that quote from Alvarez, is that that's the caliber of Eddie. If you didn't already know, that's the caliber of Eddie. Not to mention, he's already been dealing with AJ. Name me one AJ opponent who's had problems. Never. Don't hear nothing. In fact, name anyone who's dealt with Eddie Hearn who's had a problem financially. I mean, people can say, oh, it's fast car. What you can't say about Eddie is there's no history of Eddie not paying people or being unscrupulous with money. Frank Bob Arum can't say the same. Frank and Bob Arum can't say the same. Their reputation, financially speaking, is not on Eddie Hearn's level. Fact. So for me to start hearing, oh, well, the main thing's the money, that sounds to me like a cop-out. And even Fury himself, I exposed it last week. Fury said, the minute people start talking about money, it's when they don't want a fight. 2-2s, Fury worrying about money. Out of his own mouth, out of the horse's mouth. So yeah, like I said, listen. AJ, sick of it all. AJ, clarifying, his fans are sick of it all. And my hands up like, yep, count me in on that one. Fury fans are sick of it. Fury fans are starting to see the veil removed now. Let's not forget, when Fury fought Wilder, Fury said, all my purse is going to charity. Afterwards, oh well, it's my money. No one cares what you do with your money, but don't say something and let everyone suck you off. Oh my, because listen, all Fury fans, yeah. When Fury said he's giving the money to charity, they were saying, "Oh wow, he really cares. He's really for the people. Wow, he's completely selfless." So he got a lot of credit for that, and that's dangerous. That's really weird. It's quite creepy actually, to take credit for something and then not do it, and then be like mad and people question you on it. You're the one who went out of no one asked you to try and act like Robin Hood. No one asked you to try and act like Mother Teresa. You wanted to be that guy, and you lied about giving your purse away. That shows who you are to an extent, and all the other things. Your main man gets washed after you partied with him all week, and you jumped out of the cut, right out of the cut. Yeah. Meanwhile, the devil Eddie Hearn is sitting there with your mans in the hospital all night, and you're there partying, lining it up and railing it up like a demon, like a fiend demon, 6'9", pink shirt. You know what I'm saying? That's what you was doing. You was getting your. Listen, you was marching hard. That's what we do know. You was marching. The way that, listen, I've heard from people from people close to the situation that the last few days, Fury in Miami, the way he's been approaching his extracurricular activities can be somewhat compared to a drill sergeant. That's what I'm hearing. That's how diligently he's been on his game. He's been on his job. He ain't been taking no breaks. Yeah? Every 15 minutes he's been, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm hearing anyway. So, end of the day, we just wish, Fury, that the same way you approach your extracurricular activities, that same level of dedication and, what's the word? I'm not sure, whatever word needs to be put in there. That same level of oomph. You had no problem getting an immediate private jet to Miami and linking up with all the delinquents, Broner and whatnot. When you want to do something, you do it. When you're fancying a cheeky one, or 2, or 3, or 3 days later, you know what I'm saying? You get it done. We're asking you. Where's that same energy? Yeah? I'm real tired of it. The thing is, I don't even really care at this point. Me personally, I told you, man, last week, I think it ain't going to happen. But if that's the case, just let it be. Let it go. We understand that your backsides fell out on us. It is what it is. And this wouldn't be the first time Fury's backsides fell out. What do we know? Look at John Fury. Mickey Theo is all over. Mickey Theo is getting off all over John Fury. Mickey Theo has put John Fury in the cupboard with a 6-pack of Stella and cut him out a little peephole. And Mickey Theo's on the bed doing the, you know what I'm saying? Is the main show right now. John Fury's in the cupboard with a little peephole and a 6-pack, no doubt. That's what Mickey Theo's done to his main man, John Fury. So it's not like, I don't know what Tyson's trying to fight it for. We've seen your dad bottle it, no problem. So it's not, don't feel Fury like you're, or Tyson, like you're carrying this big weight. It's not going to be no shock to no one. Your dad's bottled it, Billy's bottled it. You're just, it's natural now for you to jack as well. Truth be known. The odds are, what's that, 2 out of 3? 2 out of 3 of you mans have bottled it in the last week or so. So, listen, there ain't no expectation there, but arguably, I guess Fury's looking at it the other way. Fury's thinking, well, the thing is, YB, if I jack as well, that makes us 3 for 3, doesn't it? So I guess there is a bit of pressure on his shoulders now. Does he want to make the full set? Does Tyson Fury want to be known? Because it's all on him now, to be fair to him. The whole myth of we're warriors, we're bare-knuckle champions, it's all on him now. Because Mickey Theo has exposed John Fury. John Fury's bare-knuckle stuff exposed. He didn't want none. He's crying about how old he is. What? Old? He was trying to smoke Mike Tyson up. And by the way, Mickey Theo's older than you, may I add. But either way, John Fury don't want no smoke. He tapping out. He in the cupboard. Looking for the peephole. Trying to get a peep at the main action, no doubt. Who else is there? Oh, Tommy. Billy, but look at Billy. Billy's another one. Billy, alongside John, in that cupboard, trying to get a peep at the main action. Peeping, no doubt, 100%. Tyson, you're not. To be honest, the way you're going, how long this is taking, you're all. AJ's nearly put you in there as well. I'm hearing that Billy Joe and John Fury, they're actually setting him up a little. Because he's tall, you know how tall Fury is, Tyson is, sorry. They're setting him up a special chair in there in the cupboard so that he can don't hit so his head don't hit the top. Yeah, and I'm hearing as well that Billy Joe and John are cutting him a little hole to make sure that the eye line's right because he's obviously taller. So that's what I'm hearing. They're making. Well, the point is, Billy and John Fury, they're making a nice little space for Tyson to join him in the cupboard. Yeah, because right now it's looking like AJ's going to slot you in there. And to be honest, you're going in there either way. Because, listen, you either go in there now and you bottle the fight, or you take the fight and AJ shoves you in there anyway. Just like, because that's the thing. Billy ducked Triple G spot for years. Billy ducked Alvarez for years. And then ultimately, he ended up jacking and straight in the cupboard. So you might as well, to be honest, I can see what Fury's struggling with here. He's thinking, well, what's the point fighting AJ if I'm just going to get thrown in the cupboard anyway? If I'm going to have to sit there and watch AJ on the bed with my missus on the main action through the little peephole. I mean, look at Amir Khan, for example. He's already been through that ordeal. Yeah? Fury don't want fixing to be the next one. No doubt. Anyway, let's get serious on this one. Listen. End of the day, this is the last, in my opinion, we're at the, well, I said this last week, but we are at the end now. This is the last ditch attempt for AJ to guilt trip or to pressure, publicly humiliate Fury into taking the fight. Simple as that. Yeah? Yeah, let's talk more action. We're all tired of the talk. We're just going in circles at this point. I remember a month ago when Fury was counting down, AJ said something similar. We're back here again. You just can't. You can't write this kind of stuff. You can't write it if you tried. Will it be done this week? I think so. If it's going to get done, it's this week. But I said that last week. But either way, Eddie Hearn told us it was done. And that's what worries me the most. The fact that Eddie Hearn said it was done and now it's not done. And Fish Eyes and Fury have got just not happy. And the thing is, nothing's changed there. That's what I'm struggling with the most. Eddie Hearn says we're making progress. But all I know is, for the last 6 months, Fury hasn't been happy. When is that going to change? Is this going to guilt trip Fury? No, I don't think it will. Not guilt trip him, but is it going to pressure him? No. If you don't want to do it, you don't want to do it. So, if I was AJ, right now, that tweet was a start. I'd just go mad, personally speaking. Not mad, I mean, I'd just be mugging him off everywhere. I'd be posting memes of him looking like a chicken. In fact, I'd put a tweet out. If I was AJ, yeah, I'd put a tweet out saying, yo, I'm running a meme challenge. Everyone design me the Tyson Fury chicken memes. I don't know what Team AJ are doing, to be honest. But mate, I guess, to be fair, I guess the way they're looking at it is to be respectful. I understand that, but I don't know. I'll be playing a different game. After all, this is the business game. Yeah, and we know how Muck Tapper got big by having a big mouth. And ultimately, it's having a big mouth and then it's trying to make a fight. This isn't for the purpose of promotion, strictly. This would be for the purpose of trying to get the fight on. Trying to really mug him off into making the fight. If Fury's made the fight, and then I wouldn't be proposing this. But still, AJ should be doing a meme competition right now for Chicken Fury. AJ should be sharing them all on his social medias to make him like a punk. That's what I think right now needs to happen. Because this one tweet business, yeah, it's better than nothing, but why not? Nothing to lose at this point. And the outcome is, you end up looking good. As in, you end up looking like you've just punked someone. If it doesn't happen. So, we'll see anyway. This time next week, I'll probably be sitting there saying, well, it must be next week, but I'm over it myself. I told you, man. I'm over it since Monday. I don't even think about it no more. And that's probably been away for about 2 months, but either way. Let's see.